Hopefully, these are just passing fads and are not here to stay.
I have to start training! Because the more do you drink, the more double XP you get!
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 modern industry trends that have gamers worried.
So it was a great chance for everyone to just sort of, play through some games and experience some cool new content.
For this list, we're taking a look at practices from the last few years that have had a less than positive impact on the world of gaming.
Subway, where winners eat!
Number 10, handholding and linearity.
Never thought I'd find Chris Redfield wasting away in a shithole like this.
Part of the allure of entering a video game is learning for yourself how things work, what to do, what not to do, and how.
Here, put this on, you'll need it.
Nowadays, games seem concerned with making sure nobody will be excluded and nobody gets bored, meaning every game seems to feature an enormous action set piece with a tutorial thrown in as well.
Give them some time!
Plus, it seems that in a lot of these games, it's just a straight line to the solution with no deviation available. Hey, you remember the first 2/3 of Final Fantasy XIII? Probably not, because most people got bored at the beginning. Of course, some games go too hard in the opposite direction, but we'll get to that later.
You gotta put an end to this mess!
Number 9, lack of local co-op, same room multiplayer. Back in the days of GoldenEye, Mario 64, and Halo Combat Evolved, gamers could be found bonding with their friends on the couch. They'd compete with each other on up to 4-player split-screen action for bragging rights. With the rise of online gaming, we seem to be losing same-room co-op and multiplayer in favor of worldwide online support. Halo 5 Guardians was the first in the Halo series released without the franchise's beloved split-screen co-op mode, upsetting even the most die-hard of fans.
Anybody want to say a few words?
I figure if God can hear how scared I am, so can everyone else.
Then you have certain games that are built entirely around co-op, but feature no options for same-screen play. We're looking at you, Dead Island. Split screen is a tradition of our childhood. It'd be a shame if our children never got to experience it. Number 8, open worlds, empty worlds. So, linearity is a problem, but the opposite can be just as bad. Open world games aren't terrible at all. More freedom is always a welcome addition, but when there's nothing to do in your sandbox, or your objectives within get repetitive, then you have a problem. Pretty to look at, cool way to get around, but not too much to do besides finding collectibles and shooting anything that moves. Even highly rated games like Metal Gear Solid 5 are victims of wide open landscapes with not a whole lot in them.
It's got good visibility and not many places to hide. Use the landscape wherever possible.
Open world games are full of potential, so we need to demand that developers fill them with possibilities, not repetition. Number 7, AAA gaming and stagnating genres. It feels like we're living in the era of franchises, doesn't it?
You seem to want my employer's attention, Mr. Fry.
Every holiday you hear more about the next big first-person shooter or open-world sandbox. But is there any room left for the other types of games?
Oh man, not this again.
This focus on AAA titles is guaranteed to make money, but it leaves little room for less popular genres to have their day. For instance, the survival horror genre is trying to make a comeback with games like Alien Isolation, but it's having a hard time. Obviously, a lot of these genres thrive in the indie market, but it'd be nice to see the big name companies pour some of their resources into these soon-to-be-forgotten types of games. Number 6, yearly franchise releases.
What's the game plan?
Same as before. Burn the jammer, kill the bad guys.
When a game strikes big, studios are ready to hit the iron while it's still hot and profitable. When is it too much, though? Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty, and any EA Sports game have seen sequels churned out every year since they first debuted.
Able to move past the 20 and brought down at the 23.
Sales may seem impressive, but the fan base is starting to show waning interest for lack of innovation. The huge sales of games like GTA 5 and Metal Gear Solid 5 shows that the extra time it takes to improve these games pays off.
Anybody hit? We're good!
With highly rated franchises like the Pokemon and Soul series seeing a release almost every year, if you count Bloodborne from the latter, we're worried this trend might infect these extremely enjoyable series as well. Number 5. Pre-order culture.
Pre-order Destiny, get the exclusive Red Sparrow, and get early access to weapons and gear from the Vanguard Armory at GameStop.
Almost every game over the last decade has been available for pre-order the minute it's announced. With so many pre-orders taken in for a game, studios stand to make back their projected budgets before the game is released. This means that even if a game is poorly received at launch, a profit has been made and the studio can ignore any criticism if they please. This is far from cool.
The prophecy has come true. From the ashes of Arkham City, the fires are raging, and Gotham is burning.
For a recent example, check out releases like Star Wars Battlefront, which are also charging extra for season passes content that really should be available in the game already. Don't even get us started on Evolve. But I guess natural selection took its course with that one. Not a lot of people are still playing it. Number 4. State of mobile games. These days it seems like everyone is on their phone almost 24/7, and gaming studios aren't ignoring this by a long shot.
And there's nothing to fear other than what's about to come out of those trees.
The gaming market is being showered with mobile games, so much so that it's hard to separate the somewhat good from the really, really bad. With games like Clash of Clans and Candy Crush generating huge revenue through microtransactions, major console companies are starting to turn in the direction of smaller devices. With groups like Konami and Sega making it clear they plan to put more power into mobile gaming for faster sales, it's clear that there's big money in this trend.
You were lucky this time!
And since mobile gamers have gotten used to getting everything for free, at least to download, quality titles seem to be in short supply, especially quality titles without restrictive and, quite frankly, bullshit free-to-play models.
Tasty.
Number 3. Always online.
That's not the way to his heart.
Like you know the way to anyone's heart.
Remember when you only needed a gaming console, a disc or cartridge, and a controller to play your games? This all seems to be a distant memory now, since online capability became a must for almost every game.
The Xbox One was really designed to take advantage of the modern era where people have got, high-speed internet.
Today, many games require an online connection, even for single player. While this is a measure often used to prevent piracy, it generally ends up hurting those who bought the game the very most.
Don't worry, I will avenge their deaths.
Huge, highly anticipated releases like Diablo 3 and SimCity were severely hurt by this kind of feature. Having your single-player experience interrupted because of server troubles seems like a crazy concept, but welcome to the future, bro. Number 2. Broken games released.
Lost the lead.
Being able to patch out bugs is one of the best parts of gaming recently, but it's a double-edged sword. Now it seems that overambitious launch dates and the knowledge that you can still patch a game after it's come out seems to have led to companies releasing games they know full well aren't ready. For example, heavily hyped games like Battlefield 4 and Assassin's Creed Unity were both launched with a mix of graphical errors, game-breaking bugs, and online components not up to snuff, all of which resulted in negative reception for what would have been otherwise solid games. In the PC gaming realm, the much-publicized PC port failure of Batman Arkham Knight led to Warner Bros. Studios pulling the sales for a couple of months. Despite some correction, this trend sadly continues to this day.
You look as tired as my dad.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions, or rather, concerns.
For a while, they were claiming all the revenue for all the videos published that showed Nintendo game footage, then they backed off a bit, then there were more claims. It's been a real roller coaster.
Till death do us part. Goodbye.
Number 1. Microtransactions.
Christ, this place is a junkyard.
More like a graveyard.
It's a practice that seems effective for the industry and frustrating for hardcore gamers.
No game company makes microtransactions optional because they don't want you to f***ing buy them.
Allowing you to spend a small fee on an extra power-up, item, skin, or small amount of content, microtransactions are easy moneymakers for studios.
When you first start to play the game, all you want to buy are recruit packs. Now, you're going to want to buy recruit packs until you get your 5 base weapons.
Free-to-play games may need these, since developers need something to pay the bills. But we've already seen the damage this model has done to the mobile market. However, much to the chagrin of the hardcore market, mainstream AAA titles have now adopted the system as well, despite the fact that you probably paid for the game in full already.
Sorry. Yeah. Don't be. We're not friends.
The general feeling amongst the community is that today's games are chopped up into little bits in order to nickel and dime you for more cash. The only ray of hope in this realm is the recent success of The Witcher 3, Splatoon, and Monster Hunter 4, all of which gave away extra content after release, content that would have almost definitely been relegated to microtransactions if another publisher were in control.
Do politicians murder high-class prostitutes? Of course.
Do you agree with our list?
This is ridiculous. She doesn't talk.
What modern industry trend has you most concerned about the future of gaming? For more insightful top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Are you with me? Yes! Yes. Now drink that, dude!